to Lemons in Larkspur. Today we are in the vegetable garden. I'm going to give you a quick tour, show you how everything is going, and I'm also going to do a little bit of cleanup and a little bit of repotting. I have a strawberry that needs to go into the grow tower, and then I bought myself a couple more hot peppers, medium hot. I'm not a hot kind of pepper person, but I did buy a couple of peppers to add to the garden. I did find a bag of loose hay at the feed and grain store for $5. It's a huge bag, more than enough to go ahead and mulch all my garden beds with. So I want to get that done today. As you can see, I have a sweatshirt on. The weather has turned cold. I don't know what is going on. We went from 92 on Saturday to 62 by Monday, and today here we are, the end of the week, still in the low 60s. So we expect a little bit of a heat up back to kind of normal high 70s, low 80s temps in the couple of weeks to come. So I'm going to go ahead and go full steam with my vegetable garden. Everything is almost planted. Right now I'm just filling it in holes. I garden in zone 9B here in Southern California. If you haven't subscribed already, of course I'd love to have you do that. Give this video a thumbs up if you are enjoying my content. So with that, let's go ahead and get to gardening. As I've shared before, my vegetable garden, my food garden, is more like an alleyway at the side of our house. It is the west facing, gets extreme sun in the summer. At this time of year, the southeast side here is what gets the majority of the sun, except for when it turns cold like it has now. This is just the strangest weather. So I'm going to start on the furthermost side where I have my new olive tree, and this is the first time I've grown olives, and there are a lot of what appears to be a bloom of some kind all over this little tree. I'm hoping they are actually going to turn into olives and I'll have some kind of a harvest. I think that will be fun. I don't know. It's the first time we're learning this one together. This first garden bed here is what I'm affectionately calling my Three Sisters and Her Many Friends garden. It started out just some corn and some beans and I think a couple of cucumbers, but then I put these supposed mini tomatoes, and they are actually growing quite tall. So I have them on this string method. I know that there's some sort of a official title for it. I don't know what it's called, but basically you clip the string on the bottom, tie it to support on the top, and it allows you to attach the tomato to it for better airflow and to keep it more compact, I guess, to keep it better trimmed and to access the fruit more easily. So besides the tomatoes, there is corn, and also, if you can see down here, some beans. I know the bed is super crowded and is probably going to hurt everything in it, but my grandson, as I've said before, wanted to grow corn, and so I put it in here. You can see that it is probably a couple feet tall now, which is a good thing. I also have, this is a pineapple sage, which will have beautiful red flowers the hummingbirds love, and it will drape over here. I have also in here cucumbers, and in here, let me get through the corn, I also have beans. So like I said, Three Sisters and Her Many Friends. We will see what we get out of it. This is just kind of an experiment for me. Next up I have my little elderberry bush, which seems to be doing fine. This is one of two that I have on the property. This is my pepper bed, and the peppers are actually doing really well. I did not do what you're told to do, and I let the first pepper stay, and it is actually a Purple Beauty, and it looks like it's growing just fine. I also have sugar snap peas in here, which are a purple variety with a pink flower. Very pretty. If the weather was true to form, it would be getting too warm. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to have those in here. You can see I have a couple of green bell peppers there as well. And then I also have watermelon, which my thought with the watermelon, there are 2 of them in here. I'm going to try to grow them, attach them to these poles, and then up to the trellis. And by the time they reach that height, the snap peas will be gone, and then I'll let them kind of just drape down both sides. That's my thought. We'll see how it goes. I have a few random carrots in here. I think that's just about it. Next I have my plum tree, and at this point I have not had any plums on it. I did, and they fell off, so I don't know whether it was a watering issue or maybe I need a fertilizing plum tree, even though this one said it was self-pollinating, so we'll see about that. Right now it does provide shade, which is going to be much needed back here, so you take a success where you can get one. Next bed here is that is my grandson's dog. The next one here is my Roma tomatoes. That's all that's in here. I have them on the string system here as well. I also have cucumber, some marigold, and I think that's about it in here. No, I take that back. I did throw some basil seeds in here. I don't know if you can see them way down there. There is some basil in here. On the side here in this grow bag are zucchini squash, and that bag is tucked behind my nectarine tree, which, as you can see, has some fruit, so I am very excited about that. Some red salvia to encourage the pollinators, and then back here I have potatoes in grow bags. This bed is the next one to be harvested, cleaned out, and it will house my next round of tomatoes, which I have started as seedlings. This is a snap pea that is done, so it is ready to come out. We enjoyed it for a couple of months as snack food. In here I have onions and garlic, which I should be taking out the 1st of June, which is perfect timing. I will mulch it, I will amend it, add soil to it, and plant my tomatoes. 2 more grow bags, more zucchini squash and potatoes. This is an apple tree, one of 2 that I have here on the property. I've been trying to thin the apples out, as hard as that is for me to do. That's just a red mustard. I leave it in there because it provides a little bit of shade. I have some romaine in here, which is doing just fine. The last bed, no, there are 5 beds. The last bed is my cool season, kind of a perennial bed. This celery has been in here, goodness, a year and a half. And it just keeps providing me celery as I need it. Let me move this apple tree. I have lettuce, carrots, onions. I'm getting ready to put some green onions in here, and then some garlic, some garlic chives. So that is this bed, and I showed you I have some lettuce up front. So this is one of my experimental beds. I'm going to see if I can't keep cool season crops going year round in here. I have that idea in 2 different spots. This is my second apple tree and more tomatoes. Next up are my grow towers that are going to be revamped this weekend. I don't think I'm going to get to it today. As you can see, this kale has bolted and gone to seed. I'm going to experiment with this, and without going into too much detail, I'm going to try half of it cool season, half of it warm season, because the morning sun comes from here, and it is a beautiful filtered sun that I will put the cool shade in, and then like I said, this side here will get the full sun in the afternoon. So, and plus because it's on wheels, I can roll it into the shade more if I need it. Next is my strawberry grow tower. I had one strawberry pocket that did not make it, so I am going to replace that today. All of the plants on the top don't go there. They're just in a holding position until I can get them into their final destination. Let's take a look at the other side. Okay, so this is that $5 bag of loose straw that I picked up from the feed and grain store. I'm going to chop that up some and use it as mulch, hopefully today. My lemon tree, I don't know. It's been a cold winter. I'm going to give it through the summer and see what happens with it. If it doesn't look any better, I'm going to give it to my sister-in-law and she can put it in the ground with the rest of her citrus. I have potatoes along the front in 5-gallon buckets. This is an eggplant that I overwintered, and look what's in there. I have one, I don't know if you can see that, one eggplant here, and then plenty of flowers. More tomatoes with marigolds and alyssum. Lime tree looks much better than the lemon tree. It just was really cold this winter, colder than normal. More potatoes and tomatoes, and then this is an orange tree, which, like I said, looks better than the lemon. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. These are my tomato seedlings. I will be uppotting those this week. This is my potting area, and I'm embarrassed at what a mess it is, but it's being used right now. Fertilizers. These cosmos will be going into the garden. And yeah, I think that's just about it. More plants. Peppers, some lettuce, and that strawberry. And my avocado tree, which honestly I thought was a goner, but it looks like it's put off some new growth. So again, just we need some consistent sunshine before I can make any decision as to what was a success and what was a complete failure. So that is the vegetable garden tour here, the first week in May. Now we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of work here in my food garden. always amazed at the difference a little bit of mulch can make. Not only does it help to retain water, suppress the weeds, but it also tidies things up. Just a note, it's so much easier to mulch before your plants get big. That's all the video I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're inspired to grow some food no matter how small your space is. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video.